we're back now. It's a couple hours later. So I'm just finishing baking our brownies that we shall frost and decorate tomorrow for bringing to grandparents' place on Tuesday. Christmas window. For Christmas 2019. And they're just finishing up in the oven right now. So we're going to take those out, and then I think we will start doing our chicken wing dip. Alright, I'm taking the brownies out. We baked them for a good 30 minutes. And then I took a fork, poked the centers a little bit. I'm just going to kind of test them now and poke the centers. And the centers just seem like they can use a little bit more baking. So I threw it in for another 10 minutes. Alright, well, I don't want to poke too many holes in here. I guess it seems alright. And this will be perfect, because now we can refrigerate this overnight, and then hopefully later in the day after getting home from work tomorrow evening, we can do a vlog and video frosting and decorating them. But for now, we're going to do another vlog and video making our chicken wing dip, then we'll try and come back in a little bit and finally finish up with doing our tuna dip. So, so very quickly before we get started with our chicken wing dip, just gonna cover our brownies up and see if we can create some space in our refrigerator to cool them overnight. Had to pick up a few crumbs real quick. Alright, brownies are in the refrigerator to cool overnight. Now, let's get started with our chicken wing dip. Frank's Hot Red. Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Chicken Wing Dip. So now, it calls for 2 cups of shredded cooked chicken. I've already cooked the chicken in the oven, and so I think this is right up around 2 cups, maybe a little more, which is okay, because when I had asked the grandparents how many people there usually are on Christmas Day at their get-together that they've been doing for so long, they said there's usually about 12 people. So now it ultimately calls for one 8 ounce package of cream cheese. Earlier, the first vlog and video I did earlier, going through everything, I had told you I ended up getting 2. I had ended up getting a 2-pack. We're sort of kind of, maybe not completely trying to double the recipe, but kind of double the recipe a little bit, since we're going to be trying to make something to try to feed right up around at least 12 people. Half a cup of ranch dressing, or, well, in this case, We do have ranch dressing. We do have a little bit of, I think we have what I think should be just enough blue cheese dressing left over. And half a cup of blue cheese crumbles. Instead, I know there's another recipe very well similar prior to this one for shredded cheddar. So I think we'll just use this. But then we want to save enough because we're also gonna need some to put on top as well afterwards. So here's the deal. We've already got the oven preheated to 350 degrees. It says to just mix all ingredients in a large bowl and then spoon into a shallow 1-quart baking dish. Again, we're going to use one of the foil pans we have since this is going to be traveling with us. So first, go ahead and dump our chicken in. Next, we'll open our two packages of cream cheese, or 2 packages. Next, we'll open our 2 packages of cream cheese. Throw those in there. Alright, let's open the other package. You know what I'm thinking? Since we've got to throw this in the oven for a little bit, and then after that we're going to take it out and then throw some more shredded cheddar on it. I think we'll also have this vlog and this video also be about making our tuna dip as well. So once we finish mixing all the ingredients for our chicken wing dip and throwing it in the oven for round 1, then we'll start working on our tuna dip. All right. Second package of cream cheese is in. All right. I didn't have enough in here to do exactly a full cup of blue cheese dressing, but it's close enough. Again, it really calls for just half a cup. Again, I'm just kind of in a way, not completely, but kind of in a way, just kind of trying to double the recipe a little bit, since we're trying to make stuff to feed about 12 people here. All right. So Since we only have this much left of our Frank's Red Hot sauce, I think we'll just stick with the half a cup. Whoa. I'll be right back. I got to just kind of wipe stuff up just a little bit. Now we'll do our half a cup of shredded cheddar. You know what? I think we'll make it a full cup of shredded cheddar. So I'll just use this one more time. We'll put some more in and dump some more in. And I think we'll still be able to have enough to put on top after we've done our round one of baby. We're having a pretty busy day in the kitchen, right? Well, again, the fact that going to grandparents' place for Christmas 2019 is just now less than days away. Less than days away. Days away. We've got to get everything ready as soon as possible. So, I'm just going to go ahead and mix this all up. All right. This should be pretty good for now. Let's go ahead and put it in this foil baking pan right here. All right. That looks like we got it spread out pretty good. The recipe that we recipe that we were looking at calls for to bake it for 20 minutes. Do a little bit more, just to be sure. So I just set the oven for 25 minutes. So how about while we're waiting for round one to be done, why don't we go ahead and work on making our tuna dip? Let's get the cookbook that I found everything in. Here it is. I left it up here. First thing, 2 8-ounce packages of fat-free. 2 8-ounce packages of fat-free cream cheese, like what we showed you here. Top spring, like we showed you earlier. This does not involve any baking. This just involves some mixing and then throwing in the refrigerator to cool. Alright, I'm going to take one of my spatulas out and we're going to get the cream cheese scooped out of our containers here. definitely be impressing our guests on Christmas Day. We'll definitely be impressing our guests on Christmas Day for sure. Next, third cup fat-free or at least light sour cream. So take care of that. Next, 3 tablespoons deli style horseradish mustard. And our Tops brand deli style horseradish mustard. Open this up and then one, two, and 3. Next, 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce. Gotta just open this up. This is our Worcestershire sauce. The way that I was cutting it open is a little bit risky with the scissors, but I'm all right, you know. I just kind of know my certain ways of opening certain things. That's all. There. Now we can get at our Worcestershire symbol. I also need to take this top thing off too. All right. All right, let's add a teaspoon. Of our Worcestershire sauce. All right, teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. This went in. Next, a tablespoon of onion powder. So we'll open up our Great Value brand of onion powder right here. my real now my real actual tablespoon, you know, I just already got stuff on it from putting the horseradish mustard, the 3 tablespoons of horseradish mustard in. This is my half a tablespoon. So the way that we'll put a full tablespoon of onion powder in is we'll just do 1 scoop, and then we'll do another. So, all right, here goes 1 scoop. That equals half a tablespoon. Now we're doing the other scoop. That equals a full tablespoon of onion powder. A full tablespoon of onion powder. All right, I'll close this back up. We're all done with that. Now, 1/8 teaspoon cayenne pepper. Is this right? It's this right here. All right, 1/8 teaspoon cayenne pepper. Next, all right, well, first, before we add our tuna, it says to go ahead and mix all the ingredients we put in so far. So let's do that. Then we will open our can of tuna, get that all drained, and then we will maybe just shred that a little bit. And then finally we will add that in here. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good so far. Looking pretty good so far, huh? Right? I think so. Now we'll take our 12-ounce can of tuna, and we will drain this, and then probably have to do some shredding of it too before we dump it all in here with the rest of our mix for our tuna dip. Now, one note to remember, luckily, we're not using any jalapeno. Luckily, none of the recipes we're doing today involve using any jalapenos, but if you're touching jalapenos, I've learned you should never put your hands on your eyes until at least not until after you wash your hands really good. You know what I'm saying? All right. Go ahead and open up our 12-ounce can of tuna right here. This part we got to do over the sink since we have to drain it. Nope, maybe we won't have to do so much shredding of it. It looks like some of it may already be pre-chopped already. Go ahead and get it all drained. That should be pretty good. Need to rinse some of the residue down a little bit. Need to rinse some of the residue, some of the residue that we just put in the sink down a little bit. Okay, I don't think we actually have to do any shredding. It's already pretty much pre-shred already, so just rinse the lid off too. Now let's go ahead and dump our tuna in. All right. Now we'll mix our tuna in with the rest of our ingredients. Now we'll dump the mix of our tuna dip in this second foil pan right here. Okay, so round one is close to being done of baking with our chicken wing dip. First, what I'm going to do, so now for our tuna dip, like I told you earlier, recipe my stepmom did for a couple of the get-togethers we ended up taking part in last year for Christmas, 2018 for last year for Christmas. Ended up getting some star fruit and cutting a few pieces of star fruit to decorate it. That's what I think we'll do with ours as well. So, all right. So we're going to cut a few pieces of star fruit to put on top of our tuna dip right here. I'm just going to set this up here so I can, so you can see me cutting a few pieces of star fruit. All right, let's decorate the top of our tuna dip with some star fruit. All right. Check that out right there. Check that out. I'm also just going to take a couple pictures of it too, so that I can maybe share this with a couple people. All right. All right. So we just got a couple minutes left of round one with our baking for our chicken wing dip. Go ahead and cover get our tuna dip all covered up. I may have had this side of the foil a little bit longer than necessary. Sometimes it's better to be too long than too short, right? All right, just about time for us to take our chicken wing dip out for round one of baking. So now, after we throw the rest of the shredded cheddar on and probably throw it in for an additional like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe like an additional 10 minutes at least, then we'll just put one more piece of foil on top of this right here that we got all of our tuna dip all in and stuff. Then I think we'll end the vlog in the video. Here's what our buffalo chicken wing dip chicken wing spread looks like right now. Up. All right. Now let's throw the rest of our shredded cheddar on. Throw the rest of our shredded cheddar on top here. Couple pictures of kind of like before and after. I'll probably do a couple more after taking it out from round two, just you know, doing a round two just so that we can have just so we can melt the shredded cheddar. So we can melt the shredded cheddar and stuff. So, all right, so I just set it for an additional 15 minutes, pretty much. Sorry about that. I just put my thumb in front of the lens by accident. I was just gripping it a certain way to move the camera back. gripping it a certain way to move the camera back. Yep, I just kind of, again, you know, cut the foil maybe a little bit longer than necessary, so I'm just kind of trimming it off a little bit. Now I'll just take this piece of scrap foil left over from trimming this bigger piece of foil. And I'll just finish it off right over here. Now I'm just going to put this all in the refrigerator. Alright, as far as I'm going to bring the vlog and the video, I'm going to end the vlog and video there. If you enjoyed this vlog and this video as well as the one we did earlier with making the best chocolate covered pretzels ever, along with this one for sure, definitely be sure to give this vlog and video a huge thumbs up for sure. Be sure to comment down below. Be sure to comment down below everything, and we'll hopefully see you maybe some point tomorrow after getting home from work for decorating our brownies that we finished, for decorating our best Christmas style Christmas brownies ever tomorrow. So hopefully some point after getting home from work. Enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to you later.